Alright, this video is for a couple of the advanced features that you really don't need to run the program, but some people have requested it, so they're in the program. And I skimmed over some of them in the original videos, but I will go back through in a little bit more detail here. The first thing I want to talk about is on the overall budget tab. There's these two buttons called Make Normal Envelope and Make Cash Envelope. What this is all of these envelopes are electronic envelopes. You don't have a physical envelope at home with cash in it. These are all electronic envelopes, virtually, and virtual envelopes in your checking account. And but some people have found that having actual cash in their hand has helped them budget better or spend better. They don't spend as much when they actually have the physical cash than if they're using a debit card. So this feature is in here where you can select specific envelopes, or you can select every envelope and make it a quote cash envelope. And what this will do is, and I'll show you what this will entail down the line here, but let's just say that I notice, I would rather have cash, a physical envelope sitting at home that I put cash into for my clothes budget. This clothes envelope. So what I'll do is I'll click the envelope name and click the Make Cash envelope, and I'll turn it green to signify that I want it to be a cash envelope. The Make Normal just switches it back to electronic, but I'm gonna keep it a cash envelope. And really, this changes nothing through the whole process. But if I'm on my envelopes tab, what this will do is, as my envelopes build up, my close envelope, which is a cash envelope, is building up. You can determine when you want to take this money out of your bank and get the physical cash, and so you can put it in that physical envelope at home. Typically, most people, like maybe they'll do it at the end of the month, so that they'll budget their close envelope for a monthly amount. Let's say it's $30 for the month. So they will budget for that, and so they'll have $30 by the end of the month. And at the end of the month, they want to take that $30 out and put it in that physical envelope sitting at home. So this button, the cash amount button, what this will do is it'll go through all of the envelopes and figure out which ones are the cash envelopes, and it'll tell you how much cash you need to withdraw from your bank account, so that you can put it in your physical envelope. So if I click this button, it's going to go through, and here it gives me a nice little summary so that you can print this little box out, or you can write it down, and it'll tell you what bills you need to withdraw from the bank to fill those cash envelopes that you have at home. In this example, I need to take out a 20, a 5, and 4 ones to come up with that $29. Now, let me show you what else this does. Let's say I have, and if you also notice, it was $29 even. It's not going to count any cents. So here I would just withdraw the $29, and the 62 cents would stay in that envelope, and until it became a full a dollar, or a full amount. So let's say that I have $30 in this envelope, and let's say that, let me go back to the budget tab, and let me make hair beauty another cash envelope. Maybe I like to pay my barber in cash and not have to worry about paying by credit. And so let me say that there's $20 in here. So if I click the cash amount, we would expect to see $50, right? We want to take out $50 in cash because there's 30 here and 20 here. But you don't want to, if you think about it, I need to withdraw $50. If you go to the bank and say I want to withdraw $50, they're going to hand you a $50 bill, and you're not going to be able to divide that money into those two envelopes. You only have one bill. So this cash amount button, if I click it, it's smart enough to figure out, I need $30 in one envelope and I need $20 in the other. So it's going to tell me I need to take out two 20s and a 10 to make $50, not, just a single $50 bill. So when I go to the bank and ask for, I need a 20 or two 20s and a 10, I'll be able to come home with that money and say, okay, one of those 20s and the 10 needs to go to clothes, and the other 20 needs to go to hair and beauty. And that comes up with the $50. Then what you would do is, you would see that transaction in your, online banking, or that receipt. It would have a withdrawal of $50. So what you would do is, just like you would do any other transaction, you would click the envelope name, and you debit out you took out $30 for clothes. In the description, you can say, I got it in cash, but you will want to account for that money. So essentially you took out that $30 from clothes, so it's not in your electronic envelope anymore, but now you're going to have $30 in cash in your hand that you can put in your physical envelope at home or in your wallet if you but you should keep it separate from other envelopes that you may have in cash. Like, I'm not going to want to mix my clothes cash with my hair/beauty cash, because then it kind of defeats the purpose of actually keeping it separate and budgeting it. So that's the cash amount feature, and the get on the overall budget here, the make normal envelope and make cash envelope. But that's really the only advanced thing that there is as far as in the budget. The other thing that I will show you is on the payday. When you click move it, and it moves all of your money to your envelopes. The other thing that it does, and why we had to create the backups folder, is if I go, and let me minimize and get back to my desktop here, because this is where I have saved. Here's the backups folder. Let me try to find here's my budget program. So this is where I saved my budget, and I created the backups folder in the same directory. So if I look in the backups folder, here is a backup copy of my budget with the date that I ran that payday. So every time you do a payday and you click move it, it will create a copy of your budget inside here. So if I open my budget back up and do another payday, let me just do another quick one here for $500. Again, I have a total balance of $134, so let's move that all to savings. $134.93. My total balance is 0, so I'm good. I'm going to click move it. It's successful. If I look in this backups folder, oh, you can't see my time. Right now it's 11:15 p.m. So it just updated in 11:15 p.m. It saved it. If it was a different day, it would create a 10/29/2010. So it'll overwrite the number. It'll overwrite the backup copy on the same day. It has to be a unique day to create multiple budget programs. So you'll have a whole list of backups in here as you go through your budget program. But so that's why we created that backups folder, so that it saves those backups every time you do a payday. But really, that's it for the budget program as far as advanced tools. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.